We're back live.
I don't
So
think on my end.
should have sent you something.
I think we're just. Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. I think we're back, and I think we're live,
Oh yes,
and we'll see if this time it works.
we will
This is our
see.
first time trying to do the dual streaming thing here. We're
You there?
appreciate everyone's
Oh, there you
patience.
go.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Can you hear me?
I got you. Testing.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any video rolling on my end, Hack, but it looks like we might be going.
We're live on YouTube. I know that. So I expected this to be a shit show, and it has been a shit show.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my phone out. I'm going to see if.
Oh wait, I think we're rolling. Yeah,
Oh, there you are.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
just getting warmed up here.
You know what? And
Um,
actually, on my this is interesting. So in here, looks like we could have stayed with the full screen
Interesting. Okay.
on the Instagram.
Huh. It's because it's. Oh, so it looks smaller. All right. Well, hey, we're gonna.
Sorry, we'll make it work. I guess the lives, and it looks like there's two people in there. One of them's me, and one of maybe
Use
you.
Veronica. um. Well, is there an easy way, Hack, for us to figure out this thing full screen? But
Yeah, I can make it
like it's
work.
kind of small.
Yeah, I can make it work.
So maybe we'll
Yeah,
we're gonna try one more time. Third
you fill
time's the
time.
charm.
Mm-hmm. You
What do you
fill
think?
time, and I'll be
Oh wait,
producer
no,
guy.
Veronica sees a full screen. Veronica sees a full screen. Okay.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a
Well,
setting that I've got on my live on my phone.
yeah. We're good. We're rolling on Instagram, man.
Okay, it's cool.
So I feel like and I think we're looking good too on the YouTube. So thank you guys. I think we're just gonna keep rolling with it.
Okay.
Unless you guys can't see or hear, let us know. Um but I think it looks good on my end. I'm getting yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Tim says he sees it. Tim, welcome to the shit show. Matt is in YouTube as well. Welcome to the shit show. So,
Yeah. um so yeah, I mean this is what you do, right? Hack, like we try new things. We're this is the cost of innovation, right? There
yeah.
you got to try new things. We learn new things,
hmm
but I think we're rolling. We're gonna see if this works. We're gonna do a short little thing, right?
Yeah. So Tim,
we're
says it's not full screen on YouTube, but it's full screen on Insta.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit of a weird
Yeah.
thing where there's a I don't know. I don't know if but it's all good. We're trying to see Mac. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but so Mac's rise to fame has fully taken off, and he now has 400 followers on Instagram. So we're trying to get all 400 of those people.
Yeah.
Because obviously, as soon as they saw you go live, they're just.
I mean, yeah, we have
Yeah.
just crazy amounts of people in here. But you know what? The whole purpose though of this too
Right.
is that we get to drink and have fun, right, Hack?
Yeah. So Tim asked, what chat should he be on? That's a good question. Do you want Tim to be on Instagram, or do you want Tim to be? Where do you want Tim? Because that's
Tim can be anywhere. Tim can do what he wants.
Tim gets to be where Tim wants to. Tim does what Tim wants,
Exactly.
and you don't
So
put baby in a corner or Tim.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we try something. I think we start rolling here with what we planned, which is Throwback Thursday.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, Hack? Throwback Thursday.
It means I put this Houston Oiler hat to put it in your face. No.
Oh, here we
No. Actually, what it means to me, Throwback Thursday, is our whiskey journey we talk about, right? And so on my whiskey journey, I have bought some bottles that for whatever reason, the selection gets resorted, and the bottles end up pushed to the back because they're not ones that I'm reaching for. And unlike you, I have a whiskey tasting room, so not everything is within arm reach. So what happens in that room? Sometimes those bottles, they just get pushed to the back, and it could be for multiple reasons. One is I've just got too many bottles, and my mama hack would agree with that. The other thing it could be is that I didn't like it, and I thought, I'm just not going to come back to that. But
Yeah.
I thought Throwback Thursday would be a good time. Let's go back to some things we haven't tried in a while for whatever reason. That's kind of what it means to me.
I like that, and because I think like if you do really get into this whiskey thing and you start buying some stuff and you crack some stuff and then you start you're kind of you kind of forget about some good things, and maybe on first crack sometimes like things aren't as good as they are when they open up. So I like this idea.
Yeah.
I would also like to know what the chat thinks, both chats, all the chats. Like what are some of those things? And so Hack, I might just jump right in here on what I grabbed.
Yeah, please.
I don't know if you might.
I've got 3 bottles here, but I'm also very thankful that I have the bottles behind me. Just because what I grabbed, I don't know how this is going to work out. But yeah.
What's up, Mike? Mike is watching Hack and Mac from Aruba.
From Aruba?
How cool.
Get the fuck off this phone and go have fun.
I know, man. You're crazy, but I'm honored. We're honored.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Penelope 9-year. That's the one. I was really excited to get. I cracked it, and I have to say, Hack, it was not like blown away, and I kind of put it back there, but I hear they open up. What about you?
Yeah, so Penelope and I, we've had we've agreed to disagree lately. She and I, we could not come to terms, and we're just on a break. Sometimes you need a break. American Light Whiskey was great, and she that's like when, the love is early, it's all kisses and cuddles, and then after you've been together a while, you put out Penelope 9 and 10 year, and then it's like you want them to be great. They're not great. And I kept trying, right? But so Penelope and I, we're on a bit of a break. But I think it's a good idea to go back at some point to her. And I'm interested to see what you think, because I liked it. I didn't like it when I first cracked it. I liked it 30 days later. And then the next time I tried it, it tasted like soap. So it could have been I just didn't wash my Glen very well, or rinse my Glen. That could have been that. And I blamed it on her.
Yeah. Well, so you're going to let me go with this one as my like first bottle entry of the night and give it a sip.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
All right. Red nose. Just a classic sort of little spicy caramel. Oh yeah, I think it's opened up a little bit. It's a little drying. It's 101 proof. I like it. It's better than I remember it when I first cracked it.
That's always nice. That's always nice. And Veronica says I'm always blaming women. And look, Penelope, I'm sorry. I don't mean to put you in that corner. I'd just like you to know, Penelope, that there's a chance for us. There's a chance.
All right. Well, hopefully we can give them another try.
Yeah.
I've got a couple more bottles here, but that's my first one, Hack. I like this. I think I paid like a little bit more than, I think it was like $120 on this guy. It's a little for that price. I think, there's some other MGP out there that's better for around that price or cheaper. But it's better when I came back to it. So.
Well, I mean, that's always pleasant when you remember something way, you come back. Early in my whiskey journey, much like early Hack childhood, I like to play with trains. I'm just gonna say it. I owned a choo-choo train when I was young, and played with it a lot. And so when Bibb and Tucker came out with a choo-choo train topper, they got me.
Yeah.
They got me.
So
So
I have.
I bought it.
I don't have.
What?
I don't have this bottle. I've seen it.
Yeah.
That's a cool topper.
It is
Didn't know
such a
about
cool
the
topper.
train topper.
And I kept thinking, you know what? I'm gonna at some point finish this whiskey, and I'm gonna keep this topper. I'm gonna use it for my decanter bottle because it's just such a cool topper. And then this year they came out with another Bib and Tucker that was their holiday topper, and I think it was a motorcycle or something.
Yeah.
Not as cool as trains to me, but my wife, Mama Hack, she was like, "Are you going to get this year's topper?" And I said, "No, because I don't like the whiskey." So let's see if I still don't like Bib and Tucker. This is a 6-year small batch. It's a 92 proof. This is batch 27. I think that Bib and Tucker is distilled in your home state of Tennessee.
Oh, we got some. Is it some Dickel or is it?
It's bottled by Bib and Tucker. It's distilled in Tennessee. So I don't know. We have to do some super sleuthing to see if this is some Dickel.
Also,
but yeah,
welcome Annie. Annie just joined. Welcome Annie.
Hey Annie.
We are. While you're cracking that, we've got a couple more people joining us live. I'll just remind them while you're cracking that.
Yeah.
We're doing Throwback Thursday, which these are bottles that we opened a while back, kind of forgot about, and now we're coming back to, and trying to see how they are, because sometimes they open up, and then sometimes, you get too excited about a newer bottle. So what are you about to sip on here, Hack?
This is a 6-year Bib and Tucker with the choo choo train. I don't know. Train goes home. So anyway, I promise I haven't any pores. I'm just an idiot. Look at the color on that 6-year. The nose, man, the nose on this. I'm getting some cherry on this nose. It's a light cherry.
Okay.
It's got a little bit of minerality on that, little bit of fruity pebble.
A little bit of Flintstone vitamin.
A little bit of fruity pebble. Let's see if it turns into vitamins.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Okay.
It's not off. Well, wait a minute.
Here goes the finish.
Yeah, the finish. The finish gets that mineral kind of Flintstone vitamin thing going on.
Okay.
It's got a nice nose. It's got a nice light cherry nose. There's nothing really off-putting. There's no intense notes on this. There's no reason for me to say like I hate it. It just I've got better stuff than this.
Yeah. Well, there you go. What's the price point on that? You remember?
Oh gosh, I think it was like $70 because of the holiday edition or something. So it's probably a little bit overpriced, but I think for the topper, it's a great bottle. Like it's such a cool. And then I don't know though. Like, is there something about dark bottles that you don't trust? Does that bother you?
I don't like the dark bottles. I want to see the juice.
Yeah, I kind of do too. I kind of want to see it too. Tim and YouTube.
Oh yeah.
He wanted to say to you, do you have a 10-year to try against the night?
I do. It's way across the room, Tim. Maybe in a second here. I do like the 10 better. That's kind of why I went for the 9. I drink the 10 periodically, so yes, that's a good point. Maybe the chat. What's a Throwback Thursday for you guys? Like, what are some of the, what are some of those that you haven't tried in a while that maybe you should, like, try again? Let's see. Oh wait, yeah, that's the one. Oh wow, hey, we got a 10-year right here. Thank you very much to my lovely assistant Veronica. We're gonna try the 10-year right now. This is the 10-year Penelope single barrel. And by the way, I think there are 2 mash bills here for each of these years. I could be wrong. This is the 75-21 4 mash bill at 98 proof. I'm going to try this guy.
Are all of the 9 and 10-year versions of Penelope that are a state collection, are they all single barrels?
Yes. I am pretty sure they are. And we'll see. So, nose is slightly different. Veronica says anything for Tim, only Tim. That's true. I think we all say that.
Yeah.
All right, this is the Penelope 10-year 98 proof. This is the 21% MGP rye. Okay. This one is a lot less drying than the 9-year. A lot more. It's a bit more complex. This is, yeah, this is better than the 9-year. Yeah, good call, Tim.
I'll have to go back and do a side by side. I remember the exact opposite feeling when I tried the 9 and 10. I got the 10 first, and I thought that because it was, you're older, your age statement, I like it. And then I tried it against the 9. I remember liking the 9 more, but because they're single barrels, I'm sure there's variance there, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to go to my next? I just tried one. Should we go back to you, Hack? I mean, I can keep rolling.
I got a little heavy hand on my first pour of the Bib and Tucker, and I'm fighting through it. That's just the wrong word. I'm not fighting through it. I'm not fighting through it. I'm just, I don't know, something fun we're doing while you're getting your next pour, I'll tell you. And this is, we talk about my local whiskey community club that we've adopted, Mac. It's the Houston Basement Dwellers. Shout out anybody that's watching this now or later. We have our second ever big time bottle share tomorrow. So we're all headed up to Matt's house actually tomorrow, up in the northern part of Houston. We're going to have our bottle share. And at the bottle share, we've got the orphan table. So what that is take a bottle, leave a bottle, take a bottle. So basically it's a place where if there's bottles that you've got, you don't really want, and you want to leave them, then you could. I can't leave the Bib and Tucker there because of the topper, but it would be on the table to leave for someone else to have. But it was just a cool idea to kind of have fun at your bottle share and kind of leave one, take one kind of thing.
That's a good idea. Do you know what you're bringing?
I don't yet. I can't decide. It's like I like all my children. I love some of my children, but I like them all.
Yeah.
And then also, it's kind of like that thing where I don't want to put something on there so bad that which I've got, the one I've got next, I think it would be up for that running. But I'll let you go to your Mellick first.
Nice. Well, yeah, so this Mellick, I cracked, and I think this was right after the holidays where I got a couple bottles at the same time. And I cracked it. I liked it. And then I kind of just left it in the back. As you can see, hey, still a lot left. This is, by the way, this is the JT Mellick. This is the JT Mellick 118 small batch high proof. JT Mellick high proof. This is 100% rice whiskey.
Yeah. When we did I can't believe that rice whiskey looks that great. And I'm sorry, you probably said it and I zoned out for a minute. Is that cask strength or is it the bottled bond?
This is 118 proof. High proof small batch is what they call it here.
High proof small batch. So I don't know if is that considered cask strength? I don't know. When I was at the Whiskey Riot here in Houston, JT Mellick had a booth and they had the cask strength specs pick, and it's so good. It is so good.
This is so good. This one's going to be. I need to keep this one out a little more. Man.
Put that one back in the rotation.
And yeah, this in the second year I might have to do a 107 comparison. I know that's crazy, but that's what I was thinking. This could take on the Antique.
Why do you want to put it up against Antique, with Antique being a wheater and this being a rice with
it's similar. There's some similarities.
Okay.
It's that cereal caramel sort of what's the little pops, the little cereal pops, what was that cereal? I remember. Anyway, it's like that, Smacks.
You call them Honey Smacks, I think. Honey Smacks is what they were. They have a little frog, like a little smiling frog, Honey Smacks. I think that's what it is. If you know your cereals better than me, let me know. But I think it was Honey Smacks.
Yeah. So it's got that nose. The viscosity is incredible. This is super drinkable. Mellick is fantastic. I know. Oh yeah, here in the chat. Wreck-It Ragdolls, which I think is
That's
Tim,
Tim.
has the
Yeah, yeah.
6-year Melic. Oh, he gets cream soda on it.
Mm.
This is a great, sweet caramel pour. Super drinkable, but it has some complexity to it, right? You get that what tastes like wheat to me, which I think rice is in the cereal grains
Yeah,
category. It could be wrong, but
yeah, yeah,
I think so. So
yeah,
anyway, I'm
yeah.
a
That's
fan.
awesome. That's awesome. So I need to put a Melic into my ownership, like, and just trying to decide which one because I really enjoyed it at Whiskey Riot. You're 100% right. Like, it's a great one. This next one was a gift from a friend in Arizona that I dearly love. He actually ended up moving here to Texas. Great guy, and he brought this bottle when he moved here, and that's been a while back. And I remember trying it, having some folks over. I kept coming back to it, trying to enjoy it, and I couldn't get there. This is actually a whiskey
Oh,
Delback Frontera.
no.
It's a single malt finished in
Oh, is it?
Spanish sherry cask, and it's a limited annual release. This happens to be Pedro Jimenez sherry cask finished,
Oh, nice.
and so I don't know. You're better with all these wine finishes and sherries and brandies and all this stuff, but like it just wasn't my jam. But I kept trying it. But this has been almost 2 years ago, and so I've liked your malt that you
Yeah.
picked that was part of the
Chattanooga.
21090 group,
Yep.
and so maybe I don't know, maybe this malt is gonna hit home. I don't know about sherry cask or not, but this is my next throwback pick to see
I like
because
it.
I don't think I've tried this one in almost 2 years.
And the one difference there too, I think that sounds like that's 100% malt. Is that right, Hack? Is that what that? I think. Oh, that
Uh,
color's nice.
yeah,
Um,
I don't
the
know enough about
Chattanooga.
it. I should have done more homework before we started, but like, yeah, I don't. It's American single malt, so and it's a whiskey, not a bourbon.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that is, and but where the Chattanooga is still it's still a bourbon because it's 51% corn, but the rest is malt. So anyway, let's see what you got.
Well, I got that maltiness on the nose. Got a little
It's
chocolate.
a nice color.
It does remind me of a port wine a little on the nose too, almost like a red wine. It's got a little bit of vibe of stuck on candy notes, but that what is that candy that's kind of like it's chocolate on the outside and they're round, and then they got the inside where they're not they're perfectly round. They're not like a milk dud. I'm trying to remember what that is. That's what it smells like. Oh,
Raisinets.
I'll think of it in a minute.
Okay,
Think of it in a minute, but yeah, let's give it a whirl.
let's just see. Yeah, what do you got? What do you like? Oh, Jason's on. What's up, Jason? Thanks for joining.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So much malted
Man,
milk balls. Yeah, Tim, I think you're right on that. Like it's so different. Like it's just
man, I did.
so
Yeah,
different.
it's just a lot. Yeah.
You know, malts to me can already be drying. I don't know about you.
Oh,
Do malts dry you out a little bit sometimes?
I think because I get some of the single malts, and I haven't had a ton. They have more of that chocolate note. It doesn't really, but sometimes wine finishes do for
So
me.
maybe that's what's going
But
on here is the sherry. And I
oh yeah,
think
yeah,
like
sherry finish.
I come from a kind of a culinary background. I mean, I grew up working around a lot of foods, and so a lot of times the smell that I'm getting on something like this, it reminds me of like a sherry that I've used to make different sauces, like different Cabernet sauces, that kind of thing. It does have that vibe, and it's very drying on the palate, and it leaves me
Yeah.
like I'm wanting water right now with it, and it's just so real different though. It's got like a chocolatey malty nose, and then in the mid palate it feels really empty, and then in the end it's got this drying, sherry finish.
So maybe not going back to it much. Hack, is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
May
It's
not be your
not.
thing.
I think there's a very specific whiskey drinker that's going to go, you know what? I like that. I like the milk chocolate. I like the sherry, but it's not for me, Mac. Not for me. What's next on? Do you have another one?
So I've got like two more here.
Oh, nice.
Also, Monica from Aruba. We've got multiple people watching from Aruba.
How did we get big in Aruba?
We're huge in Aruba.
Huge in Aruba. Hack and Mac in Aruba. Roadshow.
No,
roadshow to Aruba.
Actually, you know what? We're just going to say we're huge in Aruba, and I'm not going to expound on it. But welcome, Monica. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
And Big Truz B is in the chat from Denver. Man, we're everywhere.
Yeah, he says Aruba sounds better than I 100% agree. You know, the only thing I know about Aruba is that song back, from the 80s, Aruba, or maybe even the 90s. Aruba, Jamaica, come on, pretty mama.
Everyone's now tuning out.
Yeah, I probably just lost all 4 viewers. I'm sorry, y'all. Please, don't leave. I won't see anyone.
Oh, Major Zero in the chat. Welcome. What? Major Zero.
Malted Milk Balls. There he is. There he is. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the shit show, Major Zero.
Yeah,
we are trying. Yeah, first time. We're trying to dual stream Instagram and on YouTube. So if it looks a little funky on YouTube, that's why. And we're having Throwback Thursday. Major Zero, who has been a huge help to me in starting this channel, and a dude that I met back at Spillway. Thank you for being here. Great dude. If you haven't watched his stuff, he has great stuff. He does great hunting videos, super honest reviews. Like if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it, and that's kind of what I like. I like people. He's not a big fan of Willet Pot Still.
Oh,
and he'll let you know it. Yeah. So,
well, we might all agree with that. But, well, hey, what else okay, so, yeah, welcome, Major Zero. Thank you, Big Truz B, Monica. Thank you all for joining. We are doing the Throwback Thursday. We're picking up some things we haven't sipped in a while. Well, I am kind of abusing this theme tonight, Hack, to drink a bottle that I love.
Oh, it's all right, though. It's all good. Ooh, is that Twice Barreled, Jack?
This is the Twice Barreled Heritage Rye.
Heritage Rye. So I need an education from you because I see this bottle, right? And while you're opening it, if I could just, may I speak for a minute? So,
please.
So I want to refine my Jack Daniel's palate because, I'm not as far along in the whiskey journey as a lot of people are. I mean, I have zero business having a YouTube channel at all because, I'm not at the level where a lot of these guys are, but I like it, and I like hanging out, and I like helping people where I can help people, but also I like you, Mac. So look, I want to get better at my Jack Daniel's palate, and so when I have been shopping different places, I'll see this bottle for like $200-$300, and I'm trying to figure out why. So help me.
I can help. Yeah. Also, that Suburban guy joined. And welcome.
Hey, to Laz, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, Laz. Laz is a great dude. Love that
guy. Went on a barrel pick with Laz. He has a huge following on the socials and has a great palate and a super generous guy. It was great to spend time with you, so thanks for joining. And you're probably already all following him, but please follow him. If
everybody follows Laz already, but if you're not... That Suburban guy on Insta does great reviews, really does a ton of barrel picks, has a new one too, Mac, coming out at Liquor Zone here. He's got the rare character that he picked that is unbelievable. He knows how to pick good barrels. So Laz has been a little bit of a mentor for me, and I'm very, very appreciative of that. We did the Still Awesome pick together. Great dude. So please follow Laz and check him out if you aren't already. Hey, Major Zero wants to know what proof you've got there.
Oh, yeah. So the thing about this, this is the Jack Daniel's Rye. It's the Heritage Barrel Rye, though. So this is the special release. This is 2023. And this actually is 100 proof, which is very different from the single barrel proof ryes, which are also amazing. This is 100 proof. So twice barreled rye. So call it that double oaked, call it whatever. It's been twice barreled, special release. So down to 100 proof, which is a little different. And I love those high proof jacks, but this is a special heritage barrel. It's got the rye stuff that if you like a rye and a Jack Daniel's rye, I think it's a lot different than a lot of other ryes. I think it's the gateway rye for a lot of bourbon drinkers. And this thing is just,
how do you line that up? How do you line that up to the Jack, single barrel proof ryes, like store picks? Like I really like those. Like I really like those.
I would say this is so drinkable, and still complex with the viscosity that you get on those high proof jacks. Somehow it like is the sweet spot of all of that. It really is. It's like a dessert pour. You get that like maple syrup. You get that like allspice, and you get a little bit of that banana, that marshmallow, charred marshmallow. It really is like when I think of I got this over the holidays actually. It is sort of a perfect holiday pour, and it's super drinkable. So they're really special bottles. I think I've been seeing them go for up to like 400, which is crazy. I think MSRP on this is like, someone can help me, but I think it's like 75, which Jack has really good MSRP prices, but their special release is good luck if you can find it for that. But if you can find it, I'd pay 150 for this because I love it.
So 200 is a little high then when I see it for 200.
I think so, because you can still find some of those.
You just don't see them that often, like really.
No. Love this pour. This is just one of those I haven't had in a while. So Throwback Thursday doesn't just mean it's something you open and didn't like. It may be something you really like and you kind of keep back so you don't reach for it, right?
Well, and maybe it says something about me that all my Throwback Thursdays, like I don't have a lot of things I haven't tried in a long time because I like it all. So
that's great.
Might be. I don't know. So just in the chat, Tim says he's got that bottle too that you're sipping on now.
Oh, awesome.
And Big Ruz B is in the chat, and he says, "Hope your Baltimore folk get the Big Truz reference."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Big Truz B is a lady, I think. Yeah, I don't think we get that, Brooke, but I'm not a Baltimore person, so anyway, that's my sister, by the way. Wait a second, you skipped one.
I did. I skipped the where Tim says, "Does he need to send us an Eagle Rare 12 sample?"
Eagle Rare 12 and an Old Forester President's Choice Rye. I mean, he's killing it over there.
Twist the arm, like, yeah, please.
I mean,
Tim, he's so gracious to us. Like, I just feel like we got those good times picks coming to Liquor Zone. I said, Tim, on me, because he's just very gracious to us. And Tim, any samples you want to send our way, 100% down. You know what else, Tim? I've got an idea, and it's probably a dumb idea, but we're trying to get this rolling. I want to do segments, and I think we're going to do our first one in 2 weeks with Ed about Fiddler ASW, where we feature a super fan of a distillery, and that super fan will educate all of us on like deep dives. Because here's what happens: is like, I like a lot of the whiskey, a lot of the distilleries, and I'm probably still Austin as the closest that I'd say like I'm a super fan and I know everything about, or at least a lot about. But Tim would be great. We've already kind of done the good times thing. It would be great for him to teach us about Starlight.
It would be awesome.
So think about it, Tim. Think about it. I'd love to have Tim on to teach us about Starlight. I just feel like we'd learn so much from him doing that.
Oh, yeah. So what's your bottle situation over there? I
got one more. And then I'm going to drink something I like. Okay.
Awesome.
So this one is so every bottle has a story. Okay. This is Noah's Mill, And we talked about Willet earlier, and this is a Willet product. And as you can see, I haven't made it too much past the neck. This is a 114 proof complete bourbon made in Kentucky. This one is handmade and hand bottled in Kentucky. And I'll tell you the reason I have this bottle is my brother hunts a lot for bourbon, and we connect a lot over bourbon and whiskey, and he likes to hunt more. I like to drink more. So that works out great. He can hunt, find things, I'll drink them. He was hunting in Vegas a year and a half ago or so, and they had a bundle for $600 where you got an old Rip 10 and 5 bottles. And this Noah's Mill was one of the 5 bottles. So I'm guessing they couldn't sell it. And so they throw it in this. And I thought, if I'm getting 5 bottles and an old Rip 10 for $600, I felt like that, I don't know. Tell me in the chat, did I get swindled or not? But that's how I got my old Rip. So when people ask me how much is my old Rip, I throw 500 on it, but it actually probably realistically is less because those 5 bottles MSRP probably were less than that. I ended up gifting some of them away. I've still got some of them in there, but this one is one of those. And so I don't know. I'm just going to give this a run and see if I like it more.
It's not 5 of those.
No, 5 different bottles. Yeah.
Okay.
5 different bottles.
That's awesome.
Do you think that's a bad deal?
I mean, if you like, it depends. Okay. So I got my first Michter's tin by buying the Michter's, which I think Michter's does this a lot. But you buy like the Michter's base set of like, the sour mash, the bourbon, the rye, and the American, I think, is the other one. And then you get the Michter's tin. And I didn't have any of the base level Michter stuff, so it ended up working. Some of them get a little crazy, but anyway, it just depends on what you get.
Man, I get a slight peanut on this nose. It's weird.
Oh.
Which I normally like. Yeah, a little nuttiness on the nose, a little sweetness. I'm trying to figure out what the sweetness note is. The easy one is always caramel, so I'm trying to be fancier than that, but I don't know.
It is.
It's nutty caramel on the nose.
Oh. I know it. I just looked up what the juice is, Hack. So I'm in.
Okay, hold that for a minute. Don't tell me. I want to come up with my own. Yeah, it's got the nuttiness through it. It is. It's got the. It's got like a little bit of tobacco, like something going on. Like it's, I think tobacco. Let me try one more time. Doing the chew. Yeah, it's kind of got a spicy tobacco. It's not bad. It just doesn't work together. It's got like a different nose than the palate, and then the finish is like super dry, like a graham cracker. Like it's just, like it's just weird. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's just weird.
No.
What you got there?
Well, I think you're drinking Willet juice in there.
Oh.
So
Willet tricked us and they put their juice in the Noah's Mill? Is that what they did?
Willet so I think they source some stuff around. I could be wrong, but pretty sure this Noah's Mill. Actually, no. So it was at one point.
Okay.
And then no. Anyway, I don't know what's in there. At one point, it was Willet. If anyone knows in the chat, let us know. But hey, you went back to it. Sounds like you're like, but you still got a what? Did you get Old Rip out of it? Old Rip 10?
I did get Old Rip 10 out of this, and that bottle's still sitting in there for me. I've tried that pour many times and I like it, the Old Rip. But I told myself when I bought that bottle, when my son graduates college, I'm going to crack it and have it with my son.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to move to my next bottle here.
Let's do it.
On Throwback Thursday, which is one that you crack, again, for those who just joined, one that you crack, one that you might forget about. This is K. Luke. This is the blended straight bourbon. and it's batch 10.
Man, I want to get one of those.
Yeah. So I really love some K Luke. I've got a couple K Lukes, but this batch 10, I think was my first one. And K Luke is need to get the name of the blender, which Mazzano is his last name, I think. I got to meet him at Spillway. He's a great guy, awesome blender. I love the K Luke stuff. I think he's finally, like, people know, K Luke now. I think finally he's starting to get a bit more of that distribution. Also, single barrel picks this year for the first time, which is awesome. So,
that is nice.
Oh man, that nose is that like sort of like fizzy cola, like just a nice sort of vanilla. You get a little bit of that like pastry, sweet pastry. This is 120 proof. And this mash bill is high and low rye blend. Kentucky
high and low rye blend. That's
yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. So I'm gonna catch you up on the YouTube chat because we got two different. We're streaming YouTube and we're streaming Instagram. I don't know if we'll ever do this again, but we're trying it.
I like the chaos
because it's like I'm trying to but we've shit show. But Major Zero has educated me a little bit. He says if you can find a Noah's Mill with a wax top, it's pre-Willet.
Oh,
which mine is definitely not a wax top.
Gotcha. Well, that's good to know. Thank you, Major Zero.
Yeah, I don't think I like Willet.
Hey, Luke, great stuff. This is so good. It's opened up so well. Which I sort of think with blends, and for those in the chat, let me know what you think here with blends, which I don't know if I paid enough attention to this, but cracking a blend, letting it sit versus cracking a single barrel, letting it sit. I wonder if there's a difference in the opening up or the actual bottle aging, which, oh shit, we're about to have a real shit show here in a second. Almost knocked something over, but I kind of think that with blends, the more they sit, the more they may change a bit more than some of those single barrels. But anyway, I'm loving it. Oh yeah, actually we have a great question here from Big Truz B.
Okay.
You explain the two. What is a small batch? Actually, this is a great question. What is a small batch, and then what is a single barrel?
Small batch is
single
easier.
Barrel,
or not as easy. Single barrel is easy to answer, right?
Yeah. So single barrel. We'll start with that one. It is what it sounds like, right? It's from one barrel.
Yeah.
Small batch gets a little more gets a little more vague. How would you describe
so
a small batch?
I think you got to think you got to think of the size of the distillery, right? Like how many barrels do they put out, right? So if you think of like something like a Buffalo Trace product, if they did a small batch, they could do a small batch that might be 80 barrels because they're putting out thousands and thousands of barrels. But if you go to something like a smaller distillery, like I'm thinking of like K Luke, a small batch to them, or a better, maybe Old Dominic, right? A small batch to them is 6 barrels, maybe 8 barrels. So the idea is that and Wild Turkey kind of started the idea that they wanted to, every bottle of whiskey that they put out, Wild Turkey 101, they wanted it all to taste exactly the same. They were like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Like when you pick up a Coke or you pick up a Pepsi, you don't want them to taste different. You want your Coke to taste like Coke and your Pepsi to taste like Pepsi. So Wild Turkey said, same thing, right? Like when you pick up our bottle of bourbon, you can count on it. It's going to be consistent. It's always going to taste like this. You never have to worry about it. Albert B. Blanton comes along, says, I believe in the art. I believe that I'm going to create a single barrel, and he created the world's first single barrel with Blanton's. And then what Blanton's is today is a totally different thing, right? But Blanton's is supposed to be a little bit different, but it's proof down to that 90 proof. So when you proof something down, you lose complexity, you lose what I would say variability, and something that I call in flavor notes, which is intensity. So the higher the proof, you can get different intensities of flavors. And so when you're talking about whiskey, you say, hey, it tastes like caramel. Well, how much caramel? Does it taste like an ultra caramel bomb, or is it just a light caramel nose? And so when you're grading a whiskey or really kind of noting a whiskey, you try to like figure out like how intense is that flavor. And that flavor can be impacted by, is it a small batch or is it a single barrel? For me, most single barrels have more complexity and have higher intensity of flavors, and that's why I like single barrels more. But that's just me.
Yeah. And then I think there is something to be said though about that small batch, which is you've got a big, like you said, Wild Turkey, right? Where you've got a product that you put out, and maybe people don't care about wide range of flavors, right? Maybe they want their 101, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go every week, every 2 weeks or whatever, right? They grab their bottle. So small batches, I think, with some of those large distillers, it's a way to keep that flavor. And I think Tim said it here in the chat. There's no legal definition for small batch. It could be 2 barrels. It could be 1,000.
Yeah. In reality, I thought about this. In reality, how many legal definitions for the different bourbon stuff is there other than bourbon? I
think bottle and bond. That bottle and bond, I think, might be the only
one, right? Because like everything else, it's like, what's a toasted? What's what's a double oak? What's a like there's a general idea of what these things are, but people can kind of play with it,
Yeah. Cheers, Thomas from Michigan. Thanks for joining.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for being in our shit show tonight. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're kind of coming up here towards the end. This is a new thing for those who just joined.
To keep it short.
We're trying to Hack and I both have our own Instagram account separate, and then we have our.
You keep talking. I got one more throwback I got to get just to end the stream. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah.
Keep talking.
I'll keep talking. And so we're trying tonight for the first time to I think we're going to try to stream on YouTube and on Instagram, and then we're going to try to tell everyone, hey, come Sunday. Sundays is where we stream on YouTube. This is a kind of one-off. We're trying some new things. Sunday we got something cool. We're going to try all the buff turkeys. So we're going to see if the hype's real. I know we did that a little bit early on, but I think we're up to 5 buff turkeys now. We're going to go through that. While Hack is finding his next bottle, let's talk about Throwback Thursday. Someone in the chat, what's a throwback? Is anyone sipping on anything right now? What is something that's a throwback for you that maybe was in the back of the cabinet? Maybe one that you wanted to come back to? Drop it in the chat. We're coming up on the end of Throwback. Also, let us know if you like Throwback Thursday.
So
I think it's a pretty cool idea.
Do you think it can be a throwback if you hadn't had it in about 3 months?
Yeah.
Is that fair? Yeah. So I kind of had a rough lineup. I had a rough lineup tonight, and I felt like I was owed something, right? And I just, we like to want each other a little bit here, right? It's good fun, good friends, right?
I would never. Oh.
So I just figured, let's it's been a night, right? Why not? Let's have a little George T. This is the 23 version. It's 135 proof. Some say it drinks a little hot. I say it drinks like deliciousness. How's your George T that you've had?
So I don't own a bottle of George T Stagg.
Really?
But
dang. That's too bad.
I would love a bottle of George T Stagg. Maybe there's a couple of those in the chat who don't know, who are just kind of at the beginning of their whiskey journey or may not know. But for those who don't know, George T Stagg is the Buffalo Trace product that people seek out. One of them. There's a couple. on the BTAC, the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection series. Hard to find, and if you find it, it's typically expensive. I don't have one.
So, yeah, George T. Stagg is the creme de la creme of that brand. And George T. Stagg, I talked about Albert B. Blanton earlier. George T. Stagg was a partner of Albert B. Blanton, and they like to argue a lot because George T. Stagg was pretty forceful on like how he wanted things to work. And I think Albert B. Blanton was more of like the artist of the group and into craft and what he wanted to do. And George C. Stagg realized like, hey, we got to make money. And so those guys famously had a secretary that lived between them just to keep them separated because they used to fight a lot. And so the name George T. Stagg is, carries a tremendous amount of history with the Buffalo Trace brand. And so part of the BTAC collection. And it was the very first really premium, high-level whiskey I'd ever owned. And immediately on the nose, it is calling it cherry's not fair. I would say it's like that when you take your Luxardo, like if you took the Luxardo cherries and you put them into a sauce and you simmered them to where they got that nice, like they start to release that nose and release the flavors from that sauce. Like if you ever like took cherries and you put them in a reduction, this is what this is. It's a cherry reduction on the nose, and you can smell the oak through the cherry. So it's like you did that, like you took a cherry reduction and you put it on an outside fire. And you've got the cast iron skillet, and that's what I get on the nose on this. Oh my gosh.
That's
yeah. All that turns into this caramelized flavor, and it is hot. 135. It's not the 135 proof that makes it hot as much as it is a little hot through the middle, but a good hot. It's not like that hot that makes you go, gross, I don't want it again. It's that hot that goes, yeah, I like that punch. I like you to punch me a little bit. Beat me up a little bit, George T. It ain't that bad.
Yeah.
And the finish just keeps going, man. It's got like that oak. It's just, God almighty. It's got that fantastic ongoing finish that just keeps doing different things as you taste it. And as you can see, I did some work on this bottle. I got this bottle in December, and I've shared it. And I've gone through it.
You shared it.
I'm lucky enough to have a 24 version in there. And look, I just thought it'd be a George T. night.
Hack's a very generous guy. He's shared that. I think I don't know if I shared that one, but someone shared one with me, and it was a delicious pour. It was probably Hack. Thank you for sharing. That's an awesome pour. Thursday. Actually, let's go back to the chat. So Thursday night is Bottle and Bond night for me every Thursday. Can't sip on high proof juice every night. I'm getting too old. Thomas said that.
Yeah, I could feel you on that, man. Oh, Tim, correct me. It was E.H. Taylor, and he's right. I remember the story wrong. It was E.H. Taylor and George T. that fought.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Hack and Mac Instagram style. Robert Paul, thanks for joining. I think Hack, as we're winding down here, and we actually may have the most viewers we've had since we started. People are getting on. This is our first time again trying the Instagram plus YouTube at the same time. We're trying to figure this out. We had some problems. I don't know if you guys can see me. I know I've got a bottle here.
Is that a Beyonce bottle? What is that?
It is not the Beyonce bottle, but maybe we can tease Sunday, Hack, while I'm pouring.
Yeah. Sunday is going to be a ton of fun. So, as you know, my guy over here, Mac, has a affinity, I would say, for buff turkeys, and he was kind enough to send your boy many samples. Here are 2 of the samples. So I have 4 different samples from my guy of buff turkeys. So we're calling it the Buff Turkey Bonanza because we're going to try 5 to 6 different buff turkeys and just try to figure out which is the best. And so I hope you tune into a Sunday night, 8 p.m. Also, if I'm lucky enough, I think I'm going to be lucky enough, but we also may do a little deep dive into the world of Take, T8KE, known also as J. I'm getting my first ever Reveries. I'm picking it up tomorrow, and you've said great things. Other people said great things, and so we're going to try that together too. So Sunday night's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, and it's probably going to have less technical difficulties, which, let me say one thing. Hack is the genius behind all of this, and I put this Instagram thing on him about like an hour ago, and we still are somehow doing it. So props to you,
Thanks,
Hack.
man.
You got us up here. You got us rolling. It's working, even if we are limping here a little bit technically. But in the chat, at least the vampire casket isn't blocking him. Yeah.
I mean, look, it is a vampire whiskey. 100%. Can we see the box?
Since you asked, yeah, I'll show
it. Let's see the box. I mean, tell me that. I mean, here's my thing. I told him about this is I said the reason that they put Calumet in a vampire box is they needed Calumet, the brand, to rise from the dead.
I mean, I think we have a short on this. I love this bottle. It's delicious. It's so good. So maybe to sum some things up here, Hack, before we kind of log off here.
Yeah.
And again, we're streaming Sunday night. Hack, what time do we
8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. I think we've moved it to later. Just we found that maybe people have a little more time later in the evening. Look, like 120 subscribers in a month. Like, I'm blown away. Like, and I'm very, very thankful. Awesome. I don't know, like, if anybody here is watching this on Instagram and you haven't subscribed to us, please, we would love it. Subscribe to us at Hack and Mac on YouTube. That's our main platform where we'll stream. But I want to do cool things within the whiskey community of people that I know. So we're going to do some super fan stuff. That'll be in 2 weeks. Yeah. Ed, who also, if you're in the Bruzel Club or you're in the La Quinta group, everybody knows Ed. Ed is like... Or Ed's in 21090 as well? I didn't know that.
He just joined 21090.
Oh, awesome. Hey, did you know I'm a Patreon at 21090 now?
I saw that. Boy, everyone freaked out. Everyone was like, wait, Hack's now a Patreon at 21090?
And I should mention, too, that you, sir, will be live next Tuesday with 21090. You're the fill-in guest, which sounds like Todd's a little nervous. I think you might take his job.
I don't know. Todd is awesome, but he's on his Disney cruise, and I'm going to be co-hosting the 21090 stream, which I'm very flattered.
Yeah, I will be in the I'll be in the chat heckling you.
Yeah, we might get you up on stage, but they've been awesome to us. They have like 10,000.
They're great dudes.
Like they've been so.
I need to study up on my old hairband rock though, because I do like it. I just need to get kind of studied up on it so that I feel like I'm in the cool club. But they're making some really cool barrel picks and doing awesome stuff. So I should go back to Ed. Ed is going to be on with us. I have about 300 samples of Fiddler that he sent me.
Same.
And I'm going to try to drink them all. I'm going to try to drink every sample of Fiddlers that he gave me. And he's going to coach me on all of them, but he's going to be our super fan for Fiddler ASW, which I think is really cool, especially, hey, Houston group, if you're listening to this, we don't have a lot of this in our, like we have a few Fiddlers here and there, but the Fiddler, which Mac did bring this to Spillway, it won a blind.
Mm-hmm. And it won big.
It did win a blind.
It might have beat Russell's 15 in a blind.
It might have.
No, I didn't do that. It wasn't me.
No, was it you?
Yeah. So Todd's shorts are awesome in the chat. Todd's shorts are awesome on 21090.
He's awesome, and he's got a great hairdo as well. I'll just say that he has a tremendous hairdo. And the thing is, look, those dudes. I think they're probably the reason we got over 100 subscribers. So I'm just very thankful.
Yeah,
to them.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm almost positive of
Pretty sure.
that. But at the end of the day, it's really not about the number of subscribers. It's just I want to do fun stuff that y'all like.
Yeah.
So if y'all don't like the super fan thing, let me know. But there's a guy also I've got kind of tagged that's part of my Houston Basement Builders group, Alan. He is a super fan of Garrison Brothers, and he will tell us all about Garrison Brothers. I'd like Tim to tell us all about Starlight. I'd like people from the community that know these brands way better than I could, you could. I want to have them on
Yep.
stream and let them educate us because I think that's really something cool. It's like, I don't know. I could be totally off base and people could hate it, but it's just an idea.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea. I haven't really seen a lot of that, and I think it's one thing. A lot of these channels will have the distillers on, which hopefully one day, I think we'd love to have some distillers on to tell us about things. I think it's a cool thing though to have, a super fan. It comes from a very different angle, and we like to get nerdy with things too. So,
Yeah.
but I think it's also it's like fun to see that from the fan angle of like what they like, and I know I have some of my distilleries that I love, and you too. So it's awesome. I
Yeah.
think
And
it's great.
sometimes your
And
super fan knows where the barrels are better than your master distiller.
better than the master distiller. Big
Tim.
time. Shout out Tim.
Tim. Yeah.
Um,
So it's
the
cool
buff
stuff.
turkey teas. So there's a lot of hype on the buff turkey. Thomas has never had any for those, and then also buff turkey. If you haven't heard of it, join in Sunday. It's kind of all the rage these days. We'll see if it's worth the rage,
Yeah. I mean,
right?
look, I've already decided it's worth the rage. I think it's good. What I want to do, like, I think I'm excited to see, like, all the samples you gave me are around 122 proof. So I'm excited to see what are the variances because the thing about the buff turkey craze, they're all single barrels. So there's going to be some differences. So I'm excited to see how many there are. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be fun.
And for those that don't know, Buffalo Trace Wild Turkey. There's a whole story there. That's why it's called Buff Turkey. We can get into that Sunday.
Yeah,
But
they did it in the bathroom and
it's
had a
going to
baby.
be awesome. Well, I love that you ended this with George T. Stagg and me with
I
Kindly.
had to write the shit, buddy. I had to. I went through a lot of. Hey, I went through a lot of.
Yeah, you did some work.
I went through a lot of work to get to. At some point, you got to reward yourself. You know what I mean?
That's so true. Well, I just want to say thanks everyone for
Yeah.
joining this. It was our first time trying to do a multi-stream. Thank you, Hack, for like getting this rolling. I thought I could just click a couple things.
Yeah.
We got it going.
Yeah. We did get it going. And much love to you, Mac. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Send Veronica my love. And open invite. You guys come to
Caleb.
Houston. Let's get together.
Oh yeah.
The Houston Basement Dwellers, they want to see you in Houston. They want to see you here. So you're our celebrity.
Oh, well, I am honored to be a part of the Houston Basement Dwellers, and I can't wait to come send Kayla my love.
Yeah.
Cheers to everyone from Denver all the way to Aruba.
Aruba.
Right?
If you're in Jamaica, if you're in Bahama, if you're a pretty mama, thank you for being here.
No better way